Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Funnel Trade. So, Innistrad Remastered suddenly jumping up in price in the last week or so. Here's the 1 month plot out of TCG Player, and you see for a while here we were in the 240s and 250s, and if we come back on the 3 month plot, you see that we kind of bounced around in there, maybe got down as low as low 240s and the mid 250s. So, within about $10 there for two or so of the last 3 months. And this was really the post release plateau as the price had come down because you'll remember right after release, it came down quite a bit. Watsy dumped it pretty hard on Amazon right after release, undercut the market fairly substantially, and wrecked the price. But it's interesting to see in the last week, it's jumped up here about $15, and that's just the market price. Now, one of the things that I always remind people of is that when the current lowest ask price is fairly different from the market price, it means the market is moving pretty quickly because the market price listed down here, this is a rolling average of probably about the last 50 sales. TCG Player is a little more cagey on telling us exactly how they calculate that than they were in the past. So, in the past, it had been the 50 most recent sales just averaged together. And you can see that at 265 market price, but we're at 284 current lowest ask. And that means that the ask prices are increasing much faster. So if we go and we look down here, we've got 287 pretty quick, 290, 295. Yeah, not many boxes until we start getting into some higher prices and possibly passing 300 within a couple weeks. Now, it sold 143 boxes in the last month. So, about five a day. And early on in this product's life, I had commented several times that there were a lot of similarities between this and Ravnica Remastered collector boxes. They both came out in the same time slot, 1 year apart. They had fairly similar construction with respect to serialization, and they were even both dumped on Amazon at the exact same price within $1 of each other in their own relative time periods. And so I had speculated that, well, we should maybe expect that this box will do similar in price history or potential price future as Ravnica Remastered did. And so I just wanted to make sure that I had it on video. I had talked about that several times back in February, March, April, when I was doing looks at how the Innistrad Remastered collector boxes were selling and how the Edgar Markov serialized cards were selling. And I thought we would just jump back here real quick. We'll put it on the 1 year graph and we'll say back here in January, Ravnica Remastered, we'll call that 390. So all in this area, out even into February, Ravnica Remastered was selling right around 390 market. So that's what we're going to look for when we come back in January of 2026 and we look at how Innistrad Remastered is doing, if it can make it to that 390 price by January of 2026, just to see how close my prediction was. But I thought that this box, man, there were so many things that looked so similar to Ravnica Remastered. And where do we have 390 out here? Can we even get there on one page of results? Boy, quite a few boxes down here, but hey, we've got another 6 months. Yep, you have to go almost to the bottom to start hitting the 390s. In fact, here's the split. Here's a 385 and a 398. So in between there, I'm not going to count how many boxes that is, but selling 143 boxes a month right now and 260 currently in the market. So 6 months, it's definitely possible. We'll just have to wait and see how things go. So I wanted to make sure I actually had some numbers in a video because when I was looking on TCG Player this morning and I saw that this had suddenly jumped up by about $30 in the last few weeks, I thought, oh yeah, I had made that prediction. And I actually went back to some of my old videos about this to try to find what was Ravnica at. And then I realized, oh yeah, I can just look on TCG Player. And now we have a nice video that just spells it out for us simply, and we can come back and find it in the future. So we'll take a look at it. I'll put it on my Kanban board with a link to this video so I don't lose anything. And in January, we'll come back and we'll see how accurate I was. Let me know what you think, guys. Thanks to everyone who makes this content possible, especially my very generous supporters on Patreon. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join me on Final Trade.